British imperialism in India. Background. The British got their first foothold in India during the Mughal period, when Aurangzeb was their ruler. Aurangzeb then handed the port of Bombay to the British, and then from there the British spread their influence and eventually took over the majority of India through their East India Company. Date of establishment. In 1757, Robert Clive led the East India Company's troops to a decisive victory over Indian troops allied with the French at the Battle of Plassey. This victory left the British as the major political and military power in India. Form of imperialism. India was mostly regarded as a protectorate, as the British generally hired educated Indians to manage many of their lands, but from time to time, India was also technically a colony of Britain. Imperial management method. India was managed using indirect control, as local government officials were used, such as the Muslims, to control the population. Also, institutions were based on European styles. Motivation for colonization. Firstly, the British wanted many valuable goods from India, such as spices, cotton, and many other precious stones to trade to other countries at much higher prices. Secondly, they also wanted to trade these materials back to Indians for higher prices, thus producing a profit. Lastly, they wanted the natural resources that India had in abundance due to its very large land mass. Revolts. One of the biggest rebellions happened in 1857, called the Sepoy Mutiny. The rebellions began as a mutiny of sepoys of the East India Company's army, where the sepoys and the British tried to slaughter each other's armies. Then it escalated to civilian rebellions in the upper Gangetic Plains and central India. This rebellion failed because of weak leadership and serious splits between the Hindus and Muslims. Independence. During the early to mid-20th century, there were many nationalistic movements, and national leaders such as Nehru and Gandhi fought for political and administrative rights for the people. These movements eventually led to the Salt March, headed by Gandhi, which in turn led to the independence of India. Impact. The British left many signs of their colonization of India. Firstly, the positives. They left India with lots of infrastructure, hospitals, roads, railways, schools, and even whole cities. Secondly, they left many job opportunities for the Indian people to fill up. Thirdly, rich Indians would go to the West for their education. For example, Gandhi went to university in Britain. Fourth, the British brought economic stability to India by having a stable taxation policy for all. Some negative effects were firstly, the violent suppression of rebellions, and secondly, they drained India of lots of its natural resources.